Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cricket Happening Show on the first day of the new year in 2017. And once again, wish you all a very, very happy and a prosperous new year, dear friends and subscribers. And also, all the followers who are following me on Twitter as well, I also wish them a very happy new year. Well, as far as kicking off the new year is concerned, well, it's going to be the second test match, which is going to be coming up tomorrow at Newlands in Capetown between the South Africa and Sri Lanka. And as you know, Sri Lanka are already smarting from the defeat that they had in the first test match. But I have to really say here, I'm going to kick off the year 2017 with a preview of the second test match, which is coming up between Sri Lanka and South Africa. And I can very well say here that a green mamba awaits the Lankans here at the Newlands in Capetown. And so you know for a fact, in cricket parlance, if you look at a green mamba, it's a green mamba is a one where it is going to help the pace bowlers. So Sri Lankans should be ready to really face the fire and brimstone bowling from the South Africans on a very greenish pitch. Right. So that is something I'm quick on. And also we'll have a look at some Big Bash matches that's going on, where the holders Sydney Thunder suffered their fourth loss today, which I'll be talking about. And also the match between Melbourne Renegades as well. And also we'll look at some very short cricket news coming in the year 2017. Well, so let's head off here and let me get on to the green mamba, the green pitch, the greenish pitch, which is the Newlands in Capetown, which will be seeing the second test match and also the first international fixture of this year in 2017. So just talking about this, as I said, the Sri Lankans would be the ones who would be under extreme pressure here because they have already lost the first test match. This is their second test match, and this was their only chance to actually probably draw the series. But looking at that terrific record that Sri Lanka has on this green mamba, that is at Newlands, especially one man, in fact, if you look at the records, there is no Asian side which has ever won at Newlands in Capetown, and that will tell you 10 attempts have been made and not a single Asian side has won. The closest that India has come is that India are the ones who actually have managed to twice draw the matches there. So definitely it's something food and fodder for the pace bowlers, and also the man who can probably say it is his happy hunting ground is none other than Vernon Philander, who has taken 31 wickets in this particular ground. So let's have a look at Lankans, because the Lankans are the ones who are looking under the pump right now, and let's look at what Sri Lanka can do in the new year. And well, the opening seems to be quite solid according to me. Kaushal Silva and Dimuth Karnaratne. And well, I know for a fact that Kaushal Silva is technically very perfect in his batting, and I would be hoping that Kaushal Silva is going to stay very solid at the crease. But again, it's going to be a real test for the Lankans, as I said. And then the South Africans are actually pondering right now, as I'm talking to you, whether the number 3 position, with Kushal Perera not doing so well, they are probably going to do a bit of a shuffle. It looks like they're going to bring Kushal Perera at number 7, and I think that would be the right choice, because they will have more oomph coming in and the lower end of the order. And Dhananjay De Silva, who is already a very good talent, as I've been always talking about him, and he has already showed in the first test match too, on his first stint on South African soil, he could be a threat for the South Africans. So Dhananjay De Silva, they are pondering, they are really looking at bringing him at number 3. Now, I would rather tend to differ with what's happening. The only reason being Kushal Mendes should be the one-dog player, because Kushal Mendes is someone, not taking away any credit away from Dhananjay De Silva, but I would be, my opinion would be, or my take would be that Kushal Mendes, who according to me is extremely talented. Again, as I said, not taking any credit away from Dhananjay De Silva, but Kushal Mendes to me should be the one who should be coming in as one drop. It's his usual position there. And then we can have Dhananjay De Silva coming in at number 4, and then the Sri Lankan captain Angelo Matthews walking in, and Kushal Mendes, let me tell you, in the first test match, he failed in the first dig, but in the second dig one really saw what Kushal Mendes was capable of. He contributed 58. There were 9 fours in that, and they were all hit with real confidence, and that is the mark of a very good player, Kushal Mendes. So Angelo Matthews, the captain, would be the one who will be slotted in next, and Angelo Matthews definitely has a great challenge here on his hands, and he is another one who would be really expected to deliver the goods here on this green mamba, because he's a man of experience. And Dinesh Chandimal, to a certain extent, would also be relied upon to deliver the goods here. Kushal Pereira gets another life, I would say, after playing some irresponsible strokes, but normally Kushal Pereira's wont is to actually attack. So in that case, one could probably pardon him. But again, this is test match cricket. I mean, Kushal Pereira really needs to, probably, get it right, according to me. One knows, he can play aggressively, but he also needs to really pick up the right deliveries to hit, according to me. The bowling is looking good. Suranga Lakmal and Nuwan Pradeep were impressive. Suranga Lakmal in particular, to me, bowled excellently in the first test, and I think he would relish the opportunity to bowl on this green mamba. Nuwan Pradeep is another one also who would be really looking forward to this green mamba. The reason being that Nuwan Pradeep really gets the ball to really lift and bounce is something which they are going to be really finding it. There's no doubt about it. So Suranga Lakman, Nuwan Pradeep will form an awesome combination, but definitely if you compare it with the Sri Lankan pace attack, I think Sri Lankan reserves are very thin indeed. And Lahiru Kumara, Dushmanta Chamira, who did not have a good game, could be rested, and the youngster Lahiru Kumara could be well coming into this match, and that would be interesting. Lahiru Kumara is also a very interesting prospect. He really is quite pacey, so one could probably see Lahiru Kumara getting into the mix tomorrow. And then the old wily fox Rangana Herath. One does not know whether he will have any real chances to really shine here. Because the spinners, one does not know whether it's going to really assist them. But nevertheless, we know what Rangana Herath is. He's a very useful wily veteran to me for Sri Lanka. And let's have a look at the South Africans now. South Africans, they have their tails up. There is no doubt about it. And they would be going with all guns booming, especially considering it's a greenish pitch. They definitely would be relishing to really have the first taste of the new cherry. So Dean Elgar and Stephen Cook would open the innings, and one has really seen that this particular pair already put 2 century partnerships in both the innings. So that would have given them a great confidence. Stephen Cook is coming on the basis, on the heels of a very good century that he made. So their confidence is definitely sky high right now. And then Hashim Amla, who definitely was getting into his element, one thought, with those very sweetly timed strokes that one knows about Hashim Amla. But Hashim Amla would be expected to fire in a big manner on this particular pitch. Whether that happens, it remains to be seen. But definitely, it's good news that Hashim Amla is slowly getting his bearings right here. JP Dumini is also another very good player. So Dumini, and then they have Duplessis, the captain, always leads from the front. Has been very successful captain so far in the absence of the very irrepressible AB de Villiers. Temba Bavuma, another very good contributor. And then Quinton de Kock. Quinton de Kock has a strain on one of his fingers. Because South Africa have already announced that they are going to retain the same 11, which is normally the case when a team starts actually winning. So Quinton de Kock would be, they would expect Quinton de Kock to get fit tomorrow. But look at that bowling. That bowling to me looks really menacing, because Vernon Philander is one who has a great track record on this greenish pitch here at the Newlands in Cape Town. And as we also know, the Newlands in Cape Town ground is also known in cricket circles as Table Mountain because of the shape of the stadium. Vernon Philander, and also let me also say that the Sri Lankans are going to be getting some relentless balls being hurled at them, and it would be in the form of Vernon Philander. And I'm sure Kagiso Rabada is another one to really watch out for on this particular pitch to me. Even though Vernon Philander holds a good track record, but Kagiso Rabada is also going to be firing on all cylinders. And then Kyle Abbott, who is a much improved bowler. He has been making rapid strides as far as his bowling is concerned, and he would be one who would be really menacing with the new cherry. And then it would be Keshav Maharaj, the all-rounder. But I have a feeling that probably South Africa would be really in a better position to probably even slot in one more. But anyway, they've decided to go for a winning combination, so I don't think there is anything to really talk. But probably I would have expected a four-pronged pace combination here if Morne Morkel would have been fit. Nevertheless, we are still going to have a good game, and based on whatever the statistics that are coming in, one could probably say right now on this show that I would probably deem South Africa as favourites here on this particular pitch. But again, Sri Lankan talent, if they could conjure up something of some real value on this Newlands Cape Town, that could really halt South Africa on their tracks. So that is as far as the preview between Sri Lanka and South Africa are concerned, which is the second test match, which is coming up tomorrow at Newlands in Cape Town. Now let's get on to Australia, and we are talking about the Big Bash League matches which has been going on. And this is one match which was played yesterday. Perth Scorchers were taking on the Sydney Thunder. As you know, Sydney Thunder is the one who are the holders of the tournament, and they have lost 4 consecutive matches, and that is not good news. This was played at the Western Australian Cricket Association ground here in Perth, and the Perth Scorchers, batting first, raised 177 for 4 on the board of their 20 overs. Sean Marsh out cheaply for 4, 5 balls, 1 4. Klinger contributed 38 of 32, 5 4s. Bell made a very brisk 45, 38 deliveries, 2 4s and 2 6s. Mitchell Marsh biffed unbeaten 44 of 27 deliveries with 3 6s. Adam Borges had to retire hurt for 3. Turner was out for 20 of 11 balls, 1 4 and 2 6, already showing his prowess as a very big hitter, Alan Turner. And Whiteman not out on 6. 177 for 4 of their 20 overs. The bowling, not really much to talk about. 1 for 33 for Clinton McKay, and 1 to Cummins, and Russell was a bit costly, none for 38. Fawad Ahmed, none for 28 from the Sydney Thunder. Green, 1 for 21, the spinner, and 2 overs, 1 for 18 for Shane Watson. Sydney Thunder, chasing a target of 178 runs from 20 overs, were restricted to 127 for 8, with some very good bowling coming in from the Perth Scorchers bowlers. Willie, 4 overs, 2 for 21. Turner, 1 for 17. Richardson, 3 overs, 1 for 18. Johnson, 4 overs, 1 for 30. Ty, 1 for 16. And Marsh, 1 for 25. So it was a typical team bowling effort here coming in from the Perth Scorchers to see to it that Sydney Thunder ended up at 127 for 8. So a very insipid display, one thought, from the Sydney Thunder. As I said, this was their 4th consecutive loss, and that is not good news for Sydney Thunder in the Big Bash League. And I have to say, if you look at the card here of the Sydney Thunder, it's only P. Cummins who was run out for 39 of 26 balls with 6 fours, who was the highest scorer. Other than that, it does not make any good reading. Gibson was out for 3, Patterson 11, Watson for 3. Some big names there in the Sydney Thunder's list here. Watson was out for 3 of 7 deliveries. Morgan was out for 8 of 10 deliveries with 1 4. Rohrer could only contribute 15 of 18 deliveries with 2 fours. Andre Russell made 6. So definitely it's a very insipid display from Sydney Thunder. Lenton 16 of 14 deliveries, 2 fours and 1 6. Green was not on 14, but that was it. McKay not on 7, 127 for 8. And it was Mitchell Marsh from the Perth Scorchers actually taking away the man of the match. And now let's get on to the another match, which was decided by the Duckworth-Lewis method. The match was being played between the Melbourne Stars and the Melbourne Renegades. It was played at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, and Melbourne Renegades were the ones who actually had the chance of actually batting first on this pitch, where they raced 171 for 4 of their 20 overs. Now there was a sort of a surprise element inducted by Melbourne Renegades yesterday, and definitely would have taken the Melbourne Stars by absolute surprise, because Aaron Finch, the other opener was walking with him, was Sunil Narine. Can you believe it? Aaron Finch was walking in with Sunil Narine opening the innings, but let me tell you one thing. Sunil Narine definitely entertained, no doubt about it, because in 3.4 overs the Melbourne Renegades had 38 runs on the board, and can you believe it, Sunil Narine had 21 of that runs. So that really says that Aaron Finch was left behind. So Sunil Narine slashing his way to 21 of 13 deliveries, 2 fours and 1 6. Finch, so that was a real surprise element. I mean, one does not know what was the thinking behind that, but it was something of a real surprise element inducted by Melbourne Renegades. Finch made 30 of 24 deliveries, 2 fours and 1 6. Harris 9. Cameron White contributed 64 unbeaten runs with 43 deliveries, 4 fours and 2 sixes. Cooper's score was 36 of 25, 2 fours and 1 6. Lawford was not out on 4. 171 for 4 of 20 overs by the Melbourne Renegades. As far as the Melbourne Stars bowling was concerned, Bolland was taken to the cleaners. 4 overs was really cast away for 44 runs with 1 wicket. Stoinis went for 24 of his 3 with 1 wicket. Faulkner 4 overs 1 for 19 was the best bowler on show from Melbourne Stars. Adam Zampa 3 overs 1 for 26. Hilfenhaus was clattered for 33 of his 3. 3 overs none for 21 for Michael Beer, the left-arm spinner. Melbourne Stars, in fact, because of rain, the match was actually reduced to an 18 overs a game, where the Melbourne Stars were given a revised target by the Duckworth-Lewis method of scoring 159 runs from their 18 overs. And Glenn Maxwell was the one who was an early goner. He was bowled by Cooper for 1, opening the innings of 3 balls, which was a big blow for them. But Luke Wright contributed 40 deliveries, 4 fours in that knock of 45, which was the highest score by Melbourne Stars. Kevin Peterson making 15 of 8 deliveries with 2 fours. David Hussey was bowled by Brad Hawke for 20 of 13 deliveries, 4 fours in that. Faulkner making 25 of 24, and Stoinis was there in the end, but I have to say that Melbourne Renegades won the match, as the Melbourne Stars finished 8 runs short by the Duckworth-Lewis method, and Stoinis was not on 18. Sam Harper making 2, Zampa 7, Hilfenhaus 1, Boland 1. There were a lot of run-outs in the middle. Beer was not on 7. 151 for 9. And the Melbourne Renegades bowlers, I thought 4 overs for 47 for Lawford. We had Hogg bowling, Hogg getting 3 for 22, Brad Hogg, so that was good to see. And that was it. I mean, 1 for 30 for Tremaine. And that was it as far as, so as I said, the Melbourne Renegades winning the match by the Duckworth-Lewis method against the Melbourne Stars. Well, dear fans and subscribers, we are almost coming to an end of this cricket show, the first cricket show in the year 2017. Hope you all loved it. Just before I go, I'd like to mention that Misbah-ul Haq, the Pakistan captain, who actually was really pondering as to whether he would be playing the Sydney Test match or whether it is time for him to retire. Probably now that news has come that he would be the one who would definitely be captaining the Pakistan team in the final Test match in the dead rubber against Australia, and that is good news. And Ricky Ponting is going to be an assistant coach for T20s. He would be partnering with Jason Gillespie and Justin Langer. Well, dear fans and subscribers, that's about it as far as today's Cricket Happening show, the first show of this new year 2017. Once again, wishing you all, dear friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings, a happy and a prosperous new year. This is your host Ram signing off on this first day of the year 2017. Thank you.